The Newman City Council and Redevelopment Agency regular meeting of December 8th, 2009. Please stand and join me for the pledge. You too, Mr. Martina. Ready to begin? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. Councilman Candia.
Dear Heavenly Father, bestow the wisdom upon this council to make the right decisions for the city of Newman. God bless all of our troops that are across the fighting for our freedom, and God bless all the citizens of Newman. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Council members Kelly.
Present.
Davis. Present. Candia.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Martino.
Present.
Mayor Kagan.
Present. Thank you. Declaration of conflicts of interest. Seeing none, move on to item 6, ceremonial matters. Seeing none, move on to item 7, items from the public, non-agenda items. Any member of the public wish to address the council? Seeing as that we don't have any members of the public present, move on to item 8, consent calendar. Item A, waive all readings of ordinances and regulations set by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of the November 10, 2009 regular meeting.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent calendar as is.
I'll second that motion.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 9, public hearings. A, adopt resolution number 2009, next to number, a resolution declaring the existence of a public nuisance under ordinance number 95-4. Chief.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of City Council. Tonight we have one location before you that we'd ask that you declare a public nuisance and authorize us to abate the property. The location photos are on screen here for you to view and probably within your packet as well. It's one location dealing with various debris,
Is that
garbage.
last year's Christmas decorations?
I don't think it would have qualified for our judging that we did tonight for the best decorated, but garbage, appliances, furniture, etc. throughout the front yard. This is in the 1300 block of Basil Drive. We've exhausted all efforts to get the property owner to comply, and we'd ask that you authorize the abatement process to begin.
Any comments or questions of the chief? If not, I'll open the public hearing. Any member of the public wish to address this council regarding this issue? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Bring it back to council for direction.
I'll make a motion we adopt resolution number 2009 declaring the existence of a public nuisance under ordinance number 95-4.
Second.
The motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you so much. Item 10, regular business. A, adopt resolution number 2009, next to number, approving an agency state master agreement and program supplement agreement with Caltrans and authorizing the city manager to execute said agreements. Stephanie.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. Before you is Resolution 2009 next to number, approving the master and program supplement agreements with Caltrans for our Safe Routes to Schools grant. As you know, the city was awarded a Safe Routes to Schools grant in the amount of $225,000 for improvements to the Merced and Inyo Street intersection area. As required by Caltrans, we must have a master agreement and program supplement agreement in place prior to proceeding with grant implementation. Staff recommends approval of the resolution approving the above-mentioned agreements and subsequently authorizing the city manager to execute the said agreements. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of Stephanie? There being no questions, bring it council for direction.
Make a motion that we adopt resolution 2009 approving an agency state master agreement and program supplement agreement with Caltrans and authorizing the city manager to execute said agreements. I second that.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item B, adopt resolution number 2009, next to number, approving the 2009 street repairs project and authorizing Ed Caton as mayor and Michael E. Holland as city clerk to record a notice of completion. Garner.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Excuse me. The item for you tonight is to approve the 2009 street repairs project and authorize the filing of the notice of completion. This project was brought before council July 14, 2009. This project consisted of the slurry sealing, the fog sealing, crack sealing, partial reconstruction, overlaying of Corget Estates, Canyon Creek, Stonehenge, Lucas Ranch, Oakwood Vista subdivisions, in addition to Amy Drive, Basil Court, Canal School Road, and 2 blocks of P Street. The original contract price for this project, we have some photos. This is Canal School Road, where we did partial reconstruction. This project original bid amount was $263,847.60 by Tom Mayo Construction. There were 2 change orders in the amount of $9,500 for a total contract amount of $323,877.03. This is the slurry seal on Driscoll Avenue. This project has been completed in compliance with the plans and specifications, and staff is therefore recommending City Council approve the project and authorize the filing of the notice of completion.
Any comments or questions of Garner? Seeing none, bring it back to council for direction.
I so move for adoption of resolution number 2009, next number, approving the 2009 street repair project and authorizing Ed Caton as mayor and Michael E. Holland as city clerk to record a notice of completion.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item C, adopt resolution number 2009, next in number, approving the 2009 Fresno Street Sidewalk and Storm Drain Project and authorizing Ed Caton as mayor and Michael E. Holland as city clerk to record a notice of completion. Garner again.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. This item is to approve the 2009 Fresno Street Sidewalk and Storm Drain Project and authorizing the filing of the notice of completion. On August 25th, 2009, City Council awarded a contract to McElvaney Incorporated for the installation and replacement of curb gutter, sidewalk, and alley approaches and driveway approaches along Fresno Street between R Street and the alley between T and S Street. This project has been completed and found to be in compliance with the plans and specifications. The original contract price was $251,125.50. There were 2 change orders totaling $10,975.64 for a total contract price of $262,101.14. There's a photo right in front of you of Fresno Street by the FDES Hall. This project has been completed in compliance with the plans and specifications. Therefore, staff is recommending City Council approve the contract and authorize the filing of the notice of completion. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you.
Questions or comments to Garner? Seeing none, bring it back to council for direction.
Make a motion that we adopt resolution 2009, approving the 2009 Fresno Street Sidewalk and Storm Drain Project, and authorizing Ed Caton as mayor and Michael E. Holland as city clerk to record a notice of completion.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And it looks very nice. Garner did a great job out there. Fresno Street looks a lot better. Item 11, items from District 5 County Supervisor D. Martini. He's not here, so we'll move on to item 12. Items from the city manager and staff. And Michael has a lot of good news.
Thank you, Mayor. Sad to see that Supervisor wasn't here today. Would like to give him a big thank you. For those of you who didn't know, or as we recall, we did submit a loan application to the Economic Development Bank for $400,000, and that was to go towards our Plaza project. And we are looking for a 5-year, 0-interest loan on that item. We originally scored the highest, as we told you, as it was scored. We scored 94 out of 100 points. But then it got to the Alliance Board, which is a more political body, and they don't have any criterion for which to rank, in which case they outflanked us and got a 9-8 vote and put Riverbank ahead of our project. So the final vote came today at the Board of Supervisors, and I am happy and pleased to announce that we received a 5-0 vote for our project, and we will be the only city to receive funding at the Economic Development Bank this year, and that's to the tune of $400,000, so that would be an interest-free loan. So the mayor did a great job of also talking to a couple of supervisors as well. So it's, and any of you other council members, if you had an opportunity, I thank you for touching bases with Jim and or Supervisor Grover, whoever else you may have spoke to, because he really played out well for us. So. So that $400,000 is now available to us to go to the Plaza project. The first repayment installment is $80,000, and that will be due July of 2011. Mm-hmm. So we got a little bit of a cushion on there before our 5 years kicks in. So we put together the strongest application. We had the strongest in terms of job generation. We estimated there's going to be 60 temporary construction jobs, and the county helped us, and the county indicates they thought we were going to get about 80 full-time jobs out of this, just with the amount of parking that's coming in, the Odd Fellows building coming back, the St. George, and a few other things that are going on there. Also, the former dentist office. They thought that that was really going to be helpful, and they thought we could generate about 80 jobs in the next 2 or 3 years out of this project, and that's permanent jobs in the city. So that's a lot for our community. A lot for our community. One of the other criteria was partnerships. As you know, we have partnerships with Caltrans at state level, federal government and ERA funding, the city, the redevelopment agency, and local owners are all participating in this project. So there's a lot of partnership, and we got a high scoring on that. Leverage, our project is leveraged 10 to 1. So, this is a $400,000 project. We only ask, this is a $4 million project, excuse me, and we're only asking for $400,000. So we made sure that they understood that we've already put in $1.2 million of our own money. We're asking for them to kick in the last dollar, not the first dollar, as opposed to some of the other agencies that were looking for the Economic Development Bank to flip the whole way, pay for the whole project. And then lastly, the one thing that we did do was stress, this is not just a project. This is development of an economic strategy. In 2003, we developed an economic strategy, and a lot of that went to creating a sense of place, a sense of community, and improving the quality of life for our residents. The project is specifically spelled out in that project as a key component to long-term economic viability of our downtown, and we really touted that. It was the county and the alliance that partnered with the city to do that economic strategy, so we really played that. We really played that up and let them know that you're not just investing in a project; you're investing in a long-term strategy, and this is what all the communities should be doing: is following their economic development strategy, and that's what we're trying to do. So, they took our words and really thought that we had the best project. And
Michael, I'd just like to add, I mean, I certainly didn't play any part, and I'd like this council and this community to know that Michael made this pitch for our city, not only to the alliance, but to the board supervisors, and laid it out, and it was clearly our city ranked right on top, and it was due to the hard work of Michael putting that all together, and the facts and the numbers and where we stood. So, and also the fact that Mayor Jackson from Oakdale and City Manager Hallam from Oakdale stood up in support of our city, that we should get that funds. And like Michael said, it was a 5-0 vote by the board. Even the supervisor who represents that district voted to support us.
Amazing.
So,
Yeah, but
at any rate, they did the right thing, and I told supervisors that, and Supervisor Grover had some pretty harsh words for Riverbank, because he felt that our city had gotten slighted. So, but at any rate, Michael, it's his diligence that got this thing through. So I just want this council to know that.
In your packet this last week, there were 2 articles from Modesto B that I wanted to share with you, and we've been talking about this for a while. And those articles were dealing with the with a local gas company, out of town gas company, and so I did. It was interesting. About 2 days before this article came out, I received a call from one of the employees of that company, and they were saying to me, "Well, we noticed that our volume's really down." And I heard there's a rumor that you're no longer using our facility, you're using the other facility in town. And I kindly said to him, we do not support businesses that do not support our community, and told him that we were taking our business elsewhere. Well, what can we do to make that whole, those types of things. And 2 days later, the same day that the article came out, the president of the company called me. And again, just wanted to express that from their perspective, the city of Modesto, which is the one that we're not happy with, cut the deal with the 2 other fuel companies, and the one that we deal with just felt that they would be at an economic disadvantage if they didn't cut the deal. Which, from a private business perspective, I can see where they can make that decision. Do we like it? No. So we're going to continue to put a little bit of pressure. And then the following day, you also saw on the opinion page, an article came out talking about Modesto's gains, sales tax loses goodwill. And again, that's I believe, Tom, there was a law that was recently proposed. I don't know if it passed or not, that outlaws these types of deals now. Because what you do is, it's kind of cutthroat. You're making city face city. And they did this with car sales lots not too long ago, too. You can't use economic development or redevelopment money to attract a car dealership from a neighboring community and move them to your community. Just so we don't have that fight going on and us eating each other. So
They got in under the wire even after telling us that wasn't going to be the impact.
right. So, and I know we've worked with the city manager and the mayor of Modesto. They're very diligent on this effort too, and I don't think that this thing's going to die down anytime soon. So it's probably
Modesto or Oakdale?
we've been working. We've been working with Oakdale.
Oakdale.
Yeah.
That's right.
But also we met with the mayor and the city manager of Modesto, trying to find some answers, because we were misled. We asked those tough questions, we thought, in the beginning, and they led us to believe that this would not impact us. Now that we're showing them the numbers, they don't really have a response and are not returning our calls at this time.
They're studying it some more.
Studying it some more.
There's no alternative to this whole thing. I mean, there's no way we can make a deal with somebody else.
Boycott brochures.
Well, the
I
yeah.
thought, yeah.
Part of the problem is, in order to get a new card lock in, this particular one is already CFN, and they're the largest card lock facility. So you would have to bring a non-CFN vendor in. And we just don't have enough volume from the city's
to do that.
perspective. Yeah. Take about 100,000 gallons a month, I think.
But I think our city clearly sent a message to brochures, and they noticed that our numbers were down.
Yeah.
Because we as a city are not using their facility. I'm sure they have seen that impact enough where they called the city manager, want to know what was up.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, things will resolve itself. But we're going to remain diligent on this, and we'll continue to make phone calls and try to get that a meeting set up with them. We've been calling them probably every other week or so. When I say them, I mean the city of Modesto.
I'll see the mayor of Modesto next Wednesday at our monthly meeting, so I'll jam him up again.
So hopefully you'll see more articles in Modesto be about this, and because we're not going to let up off of it. So, lastly, our finance director Bruce Budman has been on staff for a while now, and you recently got about a 1/3 report of our financial situation in a packet to you. So we're going to try to continue to bring that stuff to you, and then bring some updates to you financially. He'll be here in January at a meeting to do a presentation at our half year of where we're at. Sales tax is not strong. Probably we had a 30% drop. So at that rate, we're probably I think we estimated about a $50,000 drop in sales tax this year. If the trend continues and it stays at that 30% for the rest of the way out, we're probably going to be 80 short of that, which means we're going to go from about 500 to 380, which is a significant drop. So these are things we're going to have to tackle when we get into mid-year budget, and there's going to be some more tough decisions that we have to make as a community and you have to make as a council with respect to the budget for this year and moving forward into next year. But Bruce has done a good job. There was some unfinished business that he inherited, but he has now brought us all up to speed, and we're moving forward. And then lastly, just a warning for people. I know 2 people that slipped and fell on ice today and cracked their head. One's got a concussion. The other one's pretty hurt his shoulder. Please be careful out there when you're walking around. I mean, the ice is out there. It doesn't take but a moment to take your eyes off, and you could end up on your hind side. So it's going to be cold. Please be cognizant of where the ice is at. That's all that I had.
Thank you, Michael. Any staff reports?
Thank you, Mayor. This is an item that was recently brought before council. This is our new C&G flatbed lift truck, or dump truck that we have. We put a nice Christmas bow on it for you for the picture.
Nice.
This was one that was supplied through grant funding with a small local match from our city. And it's been used quite a bit lately. We've had it out of the treatment plant recently. We were taking out quite a bit of trash through there, and it's been a real big benefit for the city. It is replacing an older dump truck that we're going to keep in our fleet for now. But as time moves on, we're upgrading to cleaner vehicles for our air. Thank you. Next thing I'd like to do is update council on the Plaza project, where we're standing, following with the heels of what happened today with our action for our $400,000 interest-free loan. I've met with Caltrans, Terry, my assistant, and I met with Caltrans this afternoon. We delivered our package to them, and we stand about a few weeks away of getting the $516,000 that was authorized for T funding. We should be receiving that money ahead of schedule, probably in the next couple weeks. In addition to that, just to kind of run down the numbers, what we're looking at, these are all preliminary numbers, but total we're looking at about $1.2 million in stimulus money, ERA funding, and about $300,000 in CMAQ money, for a total of about $2.2 million in total grant funding for the project, with the estimate at about $2.6 million. So we're right about there for the project. It's about 100% funding based on the engineer's estimate. Once the bid comes in, we're hoping they're to come in a little lower. We might be sitting pretty good. We're approximately 2 weeks away from getting the actual E76 form from FHWA. Caltrans has signed our form, signed our authorization. Now we're just waiting for the final signatures from the feds so that we can get our money and move forward. We're hoping to begin advertising for the Plaza project. Realistically, probably looking at advertising in January, February, March timeframe. Really couldn't do any construction in this wintertime with paving or concrete right now. It's still too cold, as we've seen. So this project will be definitely a spring and summertime job. So that's all I had for now. Okay, council, have any questions
Great.
for me?
Questions of Garner? Okay, thank you. Stephanie, Chief?
Good evening again, council. Just a couple items. We'll be going out requesting applications very shortly, as I mentioned, I think once before, about the franchise tow agreement. So we'll enter in exclusive arrangements with tow companies that do tows on our behalf. Currently, we have no ordinance, no contract, no regulations whatsoever with any of the tow companies. So we need to get in line with the industry standard there. So that'll be coming before you soon. A couple of traffic enforcement campaigns are underway. It is the holiday season, as we know. Unfortunately, collisions resulting from injuries, or you know what I meant.
Yes.
Injuries resulting from collisions do increase in the holiday season as more of us are on the road, and we've probably all seen, have watched on the news as well. More people are driving now because of the economy versus other modes of transportation. So we are in a maximum enforcement period for click it or ticket, wearing your seatbelt, as well as DUI enforcement. That'll continue into July. I'm having a rough time tonight. January, and both of those campaigns are funded through grant funds, no cost to the city. The next item is a bit concerning. We've launched an investigation into potential workers' compensation fraud. One of our canines last night claims that he drank some antifreeze in a search and went home sick, and he's called in sick again tonight. So we're a little concerned that the dog is just doesn't want to come to work because it's cold. But no. Seriously, Odin, one of our canines, was on a search last night at Yancey Hardware, and the dogs run loose looking for the bad guy. There was a burglary that had occurred, and unfortunately there was a bucket of antifreeze in the business, so the dog drank some. So he was in the emergency vet last night. Obviously that's potentially a very significant problem, and we have a big investment in the animal, so we took all precautions, took him to the emergency clinic last night, and then he was transferred to his regular doctor today, and the doctor recommended that he stay home tonight as well because apparently a combination of the antifreeze and the medication The quote was that the dog has a hangover. So he's a little looped tonight, so he's home.
Is he on disability?
What's that?
Is he on disability?
He is. Workers' comp, disability tonight.
Wouldn't the antifreeze,
I'm a little fishy, though, about
Okay.
it.
wouldn't the antifreeze warm him up? I thought that would help him.
Maybe, I don't know.
That'll kill him.
But Odin will be fine. He'll be back at work tomorrow. So we're making light of Odin's situation, but he's fine.
He'll bite us all.
And lastly, speaking of animals, our raccoon problem is resurfaced again, and we do have information available on our website. This is it sounds a bit like we're just avoiding the issue, but there just really isn't anything from a citywide perspective we can do on this issue other than educate people to take precautions, make their home an unwelcome place for a wild animal. Don't leave dark places where they can hide, where they can get under your house, under your hot tub, under your shed. You got to close those areas off. Don't leave food out at night for your cat or your dog, your water. The wildlife expert that we spoke to says they're actually incredibly intelligent animals, and they learn very quickly which houses are a great place to live. And if you make your home uncomfortable for them, there's no food, there's no place to hide, you've trimmed your bushes back away from the home, these types of things, then they're going to go to your neighbor's house who maybe isn't doing that. So there just really is no way to just snap our fingers and eradicate the problem citywide. But there's information available on our website. The public can certainly call us. We'll send the animal control officer out and evaluate it. If we do have some criteria from the wildlife trapper, if it does meet that criteria, he will come out and set some traps. There's a lot of issues with that as well. You catch, one of the concerns, you catch skunks instead. And now how do you approach the cage? So it's just not as simple as it may appear that you just set up a few traps and we catch the raccoons and the problem is solved. This is really a long-term issue that's going to take some time to make the whole city an unwelcome place for them. But we are in a rural area. Lots of communities deal with mountain lions, bears, deer eating their gardens, etc. Ours just happens to be raccoons. So it's unfortunate, some citizens that think we should be doing more, but we're open to ideas. But the experts say there's really nothing else we can do about it. So be happy to answer any questions about any of these items or anything else.
Any questions of the chief? Thanks, chief.
Okay, thanks.
Mayor,
Yes.
just 1 second. I just wanted to bring a few calendar things to light that I didn't touch on. Our next meeting of December 22nd is canceled, so we will not meet again until January 11th, 12th. January 12th will be our next regular meeting. City Hall will be closed beginning December 24th. It'll be closed through New Year's. The following Monday is January 4th. So we'll be closed for that time period, and that's due to the economic reasons, and those would be city furlough days. Not many people are coming in and paying their water bill that week, so we thought that was a good opportunity to close the office. There will be some police staff. Obviously, our sworn patrol will be on. There'll be some administrative staff in there. There'll also be some City Hall administrative staff during some hours, but City Hall and the police department will not be open. So, and also just for Councilman Kelly and Mayor Pro Tem, 2-on-2 is canceled this month. And we'll resume in January.
Michael, on that, real quick, did anything come of that opening the gym on Saturday nights?
We have one more proposal we just tossed over to Rick, starting at 18 and over, just to kind of get it going, because we have that liability issue. So maybe we can start at 18 and over until something happens. If you're an adult, you can bring your child with you, but you just can't drop them off.
Oh, no. Yeah,
So,
I know. Good point.
thank you, Mayor.
Thanks. Stephanie, anything? No? Okay. Items from council members. Councilman Kelly.
I just want to personally thank, and really from the city too, Michael and his staff did a wonderful job on that thing today, and it was excellent watching that work, and it was very interesting, the politics that went on and things like that. And Oakdale, I want to thank them for coming to our aid, and also the gentleman, the CEO of the Alliance, who actually made a statement too. backing us for the award. Very impressive, very nice. Michael's just very nice. It was really impressive, and Gardner can tell everyone. It was just, I wish there were people here to really hear this, but just wonderful. It was really good. It made you very proud. I mean, just a simple thing like paying back. I'm not going to mention the city of Riverbank that has 5 loans out and have not paid, and not one of them completely. We had one in 2001. It's been totally completed. I mean, everything, anything that someone could have brought up to, tarnish us, they couldn't. It was just wonderful. Just that, they tried. Trust me, but no, it's wonderful that we're going to have that plaza get going now. So, and I want to say thank you to all those people, Jim Severa and all those people that saw that vision years ago, and now it's going to happen. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ted.
Mayor.
Councilmember Davis? Councilman Candia?
Not tonight, I think.
Councilmember Martina?
Yeah, just to mention, we had the Christmas tree lighting on Saturday. It's always, to me, it's always a nice outing for people, and there's things that we can do in the future probably to attract more people and things like that. But one of the things I thought was interesting this year, they didn't have food booths, but they set it up for different businesses, restaurants to be open, and had a special menu, and I thought that was really interesting. In fact, I ate dinner twice. But one of the things, and maybe not tonight is a good night, but I just think that in the future, we had that problem with the insurance, and I'd like to revisit that, Michael, at some place, and see if we can take care of that problem so next year we don't have it. I don't want to go back next year and have to review it again. I don't think maybe the city has to pay for it, but maybe there's some funds available that we can handle this. Just a thought.
Sure.
And that's all I have.
Thank you, Bob. I don't really have anything to add other than the Christmas tree lighting was nice, and I'm real happy the way things turned out today with the Economic Development Bank. That was great, so we're going to move forward. So with that, we'll adjourn.
I thought Nick, I didn't hear. Nick, you had nothing to, I'm sorry.
Would you like for him to say something?
No, I did. I know you hit Bob, and then you went. Yeah.
Bob did have dinner twice.
Oh, did
I was there for one of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.